The political economy of trade policy. This is, I think, chapter 10, and in some editions, maybe chapter 11 of Krugman. So we are talking about free trade, whether government should support free trade or government should intervene. So today we're going to talk about what is the case for free trade. What are the reasons that government should support free trade, right? So what is the case? So see, the case of the free trade is built on three pillars. One is efficiency gains. Other is dynamic benefits like innovation and economies of scale. And the third one is the political practicality. So we'll look at each one of them one by. So we have, first of all, the efficiency case of free trade. We have demand and supply functions. We have the world price. So when we say world price, this means the price at which the good can be bought or sold in the market, right? In the international market. And world price plus tariff is that there is going to be the higher price which the domestic consumers and producers face when the tariff is put, right? So both consumers and producers are going to face high price when the tariff is put. So here we are talking about why we economists think that in case if you put any tariff, any trade barrier, any trade restriction, this is going to create distortions in the market, right? It is going to create or it is going to reduce countries' welfare. So we have started by saying that with the world price plus tariff, when the tariff is going to be imposed, um, the domestic producers and consumers are going to face high price. So here you get two triangles. One triangle is this, and the another triangle is this. Two triangles, right? So the net cost of tariff, the net cost of tariff is represented by two shaded triangles. By two shaded triangles. One is production distortion. Production distortion. So when you say production distortion, because of tariff, what happens? This is the production distortion. This is the first triangle. So I think I can mark this also. This is production distortion, right? So what happens is that when the tariff is being put, then the domestic firms are encouraged to produce more of this good, right? As compared to the situation if there is free trade and there is no tariff which was put, now when with the introduction of a tariff, the price of this particular good has increased. So domestic producers, they are encouraged to produce more of this good. One thing. This is inefficient. This is inefficient. Why? Because cost of producing these extra units at home is more as compared to the world price, as compared to the case when there was free trade, right? I could have bought them in the market at world price, but I'm producing them at world price plus tariff. What is the fun? You're getting what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say when tariff is being put, domestic producers are going to produce at this price, right? Domestically, if I produce this good, this is going to be produced at this price, while I could have just bought this at this price. So isn't it inefficient, right? So please write somewhere because of tariff, domestic price or domestic firms are encouraged to produce more of the good than they would under free trade. Isn't it inefficient? It is inefficient because the cost of producing these extra units is higher in domestic market as compared to just buying them in the world market. This is inefficient because the cost of producing these extra units at home is higher than the cost of simply buying them on the world market. Mm. Right. This is consumption distortion. This is production distortion. This looks pretty odd. So just so we can simply write this as PD, production distortion. So this guy is consumption distortion. Consumers are also being, when producers are producing at world price plus tariff, this is the price which consumers have to pay. So consumers will also be forced to pay higher price. No, and this high price is going to force these consumers to cut back on their consumption, right? So second one is consumption distortion. The higher price forces consumers cut back on their consumption. To cut back on their consumption. So this is what they say is representing the loss of consumer satisfaction, which is not offset by any kind of net gain because of this tariff. Right? This represents that is not offset by any gain elsewhere in the economy. So what is the result of the free trade? So instead of putting tariff, if the government would have gone to free trade, then it would have that free trade would eliminate these triangles, right? So it is going to increase the total national welfare. So if the government would not intervene and would allow for free trade, what is going to happen is that these two triangles, um, which are there because of the distortions due to tariff, if the government doesn't interfere and doesn't put these tariffs, if there is a free trade, these triangles would not be there. By moving to free trade, a government eliminates, thereby increasing total national welfare. So the gains are generally, so I mean, if you empirically find this out, then your text tells you that the gains are smaller for advanced economies, right? Just 0.57% for US, 0.57% of GDP for US, but it is larger for developing economies. That is 1.4% of GDP. So in the modern world, tariffs are generally low. So barring what US is putting tariffs right now, but in general, tariffs are generally low. So the estimated cost of distortions is also low. This is what your text is telling. So for a world as a whole, in case of the entire world moves to free trade, your text tells you that it is the gains from moving to complete free trade is estimated roughly around 0.93% of GDP, right? So I'll talk about the next two in the next class. Thank you.